Hello students, welcome to my channel iSmell Academy. Today we will be doing electrostatics part 1. The first question, the law governing the force between electric charges is known as. Four options are given: Ampere's law, Ohm's law, Faraday's law and Coulomb's law. So see, the force of attraction or repulsion between two electric charges, it is given by this equation. F is actually proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square. This is actually called as Coulomb's law. So the answer in this case is Coulomb's law. Next is question number 2. A charge Q1 exerts some force on second charge Q2. If third charge Q3 is brought near it, the force of Q1 exerted on Q2. So we have a charge Q1 and we have a charge Q2. So there will be some force of attraction or repulsion between them. So let that be F12. Now when we bring a third charge Q3, this may either attract or repel this Q2, but the force F12, it does not changes. Okay, the total force on Q2 would be algebraic sum of F12 and because of this Q3, which is 2 3, but this will not change. So in the question it is given the force of Q1 exerted on Q2. So it is 1 2, it will remain same, but the total force is of course this one, but the force due to Q1 is this one, so it remains unchanged is the answer. Next we come to question number 3. Fg and Fe represents gravitational and electrostatic force respectively between electrons situated at a distance 10 cm. The ratio of Fg upon Fe is the order of. Now there are four fundamental forces in nature, of which two are given here. One is the gravitational force, it is always attractive in nature, and other which are given is electrostatic force. Now the magnitude of this, if we take this as suppose 1 on one scale, if we take it as 1, so this is actually 10 raised to 40 times more. So here, so it is actually, I will just giving an approximation. So here we are taking a ratio Fg is coming up and Fe is coming below. So here this would come out to be, answer would be D. So gravitational force is 10 raised to minus 43 times less than electrostatic force. So this is the answer. Question number 4. A soap bubble is given a negative charge, then its radius, will it increase, decrease or remain unchanged, or nothing can be said. Now see, when we are giving a negative charge on the soap bubble, so that negative charge will spread around the bubble, and because it is negative and there will be many, so negative charge, they will repel each other. Okay, so when they repel each other, they will try to expand the soap bubble, and as the soap bubble expands, its radius will increase. So in this case, whether the soap bubble is given a negative charge or even a positive charge, its radius will always increase in both the cases. Next is question number 5. The minimum charge on an object is 1 coulomb, 1 stat coulomb, 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, 3.2 10 raised to minus 9, and so on. Now see, charge is always quantized, Q, whether it is positive charge or negative charge. So charge is always quantized. Okay, it cannot be divided, we cannot divide this value of Q. So the value of Q is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So a minimum charge, suppose we have a body here and we give a charge Q, we give a positive charge, so that charge is Q plus Q, so the value is 1.6 10 raised to minus 19. We cannot give something which is less than Q. So this is we can give it more than Q, but we cannot give less than Q. So the minimum charge is 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Next is question number 6. Out of gravitational, electromagnetic, van der Waals, electrostatic and nuclear forces, which two are able to provide an attractive force between two neutrons? Now these are the four options given to us. Now there are four fundamental forces in nature. Electrostatic force is attractive as well as repulsive. Then this van der Waals force is also attractive and repulsive, so this options goes. So out of the four fundamental forces, gravitational force is attractive in nature, so it will provide a force of attraction between the two protons, two neutrons, sorry. And nuclear force is also attractive in nature. It is responsible for holding all the contents of the nuclides, or the content of the nucleus, that the nucleus, protons and neutrons together inside the nucleus. So C is the answer. So gravitational and nuclear, these are the two forces which will provide an attractive force between the neutrons. Next is question number 7. Three charges 4q, q and q are in a straight line in the position 0, L by 2 and L respectively. The resultant force on q will be 0 if q is. So we are given an unknown charge capital Q which we have to find, so that the resultant force on q is 0. So we can draw a diagram here. This is the diagram. So here we place the charge 4q here, and here we place this charge capital Q here, and we place the charge q here, small q. This distance is given as L by 2, this distance, and this distance is L. Of course this is also L by 2. So what is the magnitude of this charge capital Q, so that the resultant force at Q becomes 0? So what we'll do, we will write the force between, because of 4q on Q, and force because of Q on small q. So let the force F1, now 4q and q both are positive, so there is a force of repulsion between them. So this is, we write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 4q into q. The distance between them is L, so it is L square. So this is because of 4q, due to 4q. Now the force because of capital Q would be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 capital Q small q upon L by 2 the whole square, because the distance is L by 2. This is due to capital Q. Now what we are given, how much is the charge, so that the net force is 0. The net force will be 0 if F1 equal to F2. So F1 equal to F2. So we can equate them. So what we get is F1 is minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 4q square upon L square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. This 2 will go up, so what we get is 4q upon L square. Now we can equate. See, is many things get cancelled out, so what we are left is here we have q square is equal to minus q square is equal to minus q. So what the answer we have is, in this case, is A. A is the answer. This is the answer. Next is question number 8. An isolated solid metallic sphere is given charge plus q. The charge will be distributed on the sphere. So we are given 4 options: uniformly but only on the surface, but non-uniformly, uniformly inside the volume, non-uniformly inside the volume. So suppose if we have a metallic sphere and we give a charge plus q, so it is uniformly distributed over the surface, not inside the surface. Whether it is charge is positive, negative, whether the cylinder is hollow cylinder or metallic sphere, the charges will always come to the surface, and they are uniformly distributed. So A is the answer in this case. Next is question number 9. Plus 2 coulomb and plus 6 coulomb, two charges are repelling each other with a force of 12 Newton. If each charge is given minus 2 coulomb of charge, then the value of the force will be. So what we are given, initially we have two charges, one is plus 2c and other is plus 6c, and they are repelling each other with a force of 12 Newton. Now what we are depositing? A charge of minus 2c here and minus 2c here. So what is the resultant force after depositing? Now see, after adding this charge plus minus 2c with this, the total charge is plus 2c minus 2c is equal to 0, and here the total resultant charge will be plus 4c. Now force is given by q1 q2 upon r square. It is proportional to that, but one of the charge is 0 into 4c upon r square, because one of the this is 0 is multiplied by 4c, so the result is 0. So here the answer is 0. Next is question number 10. There are two metallic spheres of same radii, but one is solid and other is hollow. Then, so the options given are: solid sphere can be given more charge, hollow sphere can be given more charge, they can be charged equally, or none of the above. Now see, whenever we are depositing any charge on any conductor, the charge it resides on the surface. Okay, so more the surface area, more charge can be deposited, but here given they have the same radius, so the area is same, the volume is same. Okay, the surface area will be same. So whether the sphere is a solid sphere or a hollow sphere, they can be equally, the charge deposited them are equal. Okay, it is not that one of them will have a more or other will have less, so they can be charged. This is the correct answer.